In this video, we're going to solve absolute value equations. So first example, when you get the problem, check the toolbar. Here is a toolbar, and outside of the toolbars, you don't have any number in the front or on the back. So this is a clean equation. So from the clean equation, you're going to turn it into two little equations. The first one is the inside equals 2. Inside is x plus 1, so it equals 2. The second one is the inside equals -2. So you have these two equations and then solve them. For the first equation, subtract 1 on both sides. So you have x equals 1 as one solution. Second one, you also subtract 1 on both sides. But because the other number, the number on the other side is changing, so your result is going to change. So add up the two numbers, you're going to have -3. And that's your two solutions. Okay. Next one. So outside of the two bars, you don't have any number. So this is a clean equation, so you can turn it into two little equations. First one, the inside equals positive of the other side. Second one, the inside equals negative of the other side. And then solve these two equations. For the first equation, subtract 1. And then divide 2. So this is one solution. For the second one, you solve it the same way. On the other side, the number is changing, so your result is changed. -5 minus plus -1 is -6. And then divide 2. So you have these two results. For this example, here is your toolbar, and you see outside of the toolbar in the front, you have a number. Someone will tell me on the back it also have a number. No, you look for the number on the same side of your toolbar. So here you only have one number outside. So first clean up the equation, get rid of the number outside. So how can you get rid of the -6? Look at the relationship. This is not multiplication, so you don't do division. So here you just do the opposite of -6, which is +6. So first clean up the equation by getting rid of the -6 by +6. And do the same on the other side of the equal sign. So this is gone. And you bring down the toolbar. On the other side, add up the two numbers. Someone will say you want to bring down the plus sign. This is positive imaginary 1 times it. So +1 can change nothing. So just ignore it. So it's imaginary 1 here, but you don't have to write it down. Okay. So here you have the clean toolbar. Nothing is outside here or here. So you can start turning this equation into two little equations. First one is the inside equals 8. Second one is the inside equals -8. Okay. And solve these two equations. Subtract 1. They have x equals 7. Do the same for solving the equation and have x equals -9. And that's it. For this equation, first locate. Your toolbar is here, and outside you have a number, -2. So get rid of the -2 first by add up 2. Do the same on the other side of the equal sign. So this is gone. And you bring down the toolbar, equal sign, add up the two numbers on the other side. And now outside of the toolbar, you don't have any number here or there. So this is a clean equation. So from here, turn it into two equations. First is the inside equals 6. Second is the inside equals -6. And solve these two equations. We have x equals 5 and x equals -7. And that's it. So here for this example, it is more complicated because outside of the toolbar, you have two numbers to get rid of, which is 3 and -9. So which one to get rid of first? You're going to get rid of the single number first. Single number means it is not attached with your toolbar. Okay? So get rid of -9 first by +9. Do the same on the other side of the equal sign. And bring down whatever you haven't touched. On the other side, add up the two numbers. And this time, outside of the toolbar, you still have a 3 to get rid of. So how can you get rid of 3? The relationship here is multiplication. So get rid of multiplication, you're going to do division. Divide 3 on both sides of the equal sign. So you bring down the toolbar. On the other side, do the division. You have 7. And until now, this is a clean equation because you don't have anything outside the two bars. So now you can turn it into two little equations. The first one is the inside equals 7. The second one is the inside equals -7. And then solve these two little equations. For the first equation, get rid of the -5 by plus. And then get rid of the 2 by division. So you have x equals 6. Second equation, you solve it the same way. I'm not going to solve it. And you should have x equals -1. You solve it the same way here, but the number on the other side is changed, so your result is changing. Next one. Here, outside of the toolbar, you still have two numbers, 8 and -2. So get rid of the single number 8 first, right? So get rid of the positive 8 by subtracting. Do the same on the other side of the equal sign. And bring down the -2. Don't forget the negative sign. And the toolbar. And on the other side, add up the two numbers. And then get rid of the -2. This is multiplying x. Multiplying the toolbar. So get rid of multiplication by division. Divide what? You want to get rid of -2, so divide by -2. Do the same on the other side. So you have the toolbar on the other side. -6 divided by -2 is +3. Okay. And here, this is a clean equation. Nothing is outside of the toolbar, so you can turn it into two equations. First is inside equals 3. Second is inside equals -3. And you don't need to solve it because it already tells you x equals a number. So that's your two solutions. Okay. Next condition for your absolute value equation. So here, when you get the problem, the toolbar is clean equation, right? And then check it. So you see the absolute value of something equals a negative number, but we know that for the property of absolute value, it is whatever you take it inside, put it inside. When you take it out, it always equals positive number. It cannot equal negative number at all. So this kind of situation doesn't exist. So to solve this equation, you cannot solve the unexisting condition. So for this type of question, your answer is no solution. When are you going to have no solution? When you have a clean equation and the inside equals a negative number. For this kind of situation, you don't have solution. Okay, let's look at the second condition. When you get the two equations, this is your two bar. So first, get rid of the number on the same side by subtracting 6. So you have, okay, and here this is a clean equation, and you see what? You see the clean equation equals a negative number, and this condition cannot exist. So your answer is no solution. Okay. Let's look at the last example here. So by looking at this equation, you see on the other side you have a negative number, and some of you tell, hey, there is no solution. No, okay. You have to have a clean equation, and then if it equals a negative number, there's no solution. But look at your equation. Outside of the two bar, you have a number. So this is not clean equation yet. So first turn it into a clean equation by getting rid of the minus 12 by plus 12. Right? Do the same on the other side, plus 12. And bring down the two bar. On the other side, add up the two number, you have positive 5. And here you see what? This is your clean equation. And the clean equation equals a positive number, so you can keep solving it. Okay? So I'm not going to solve it. I just want to show you this condition. Only when you have a clean equation, you can decide whether it has a solution or not. If it equals a negative number, no solution. If it equals a positive number, there is a solution, and you're going to keep solving it. Okay. So for this example, you see on both sides of the equal sign, they're clean. And on both sides, you have two bars. So for this kind of condition, you can just get rid of the two bar. You can just ignore it and take the inside out. And keep solving this equation. How are you going to solve it? So observe your equation. You see you have x on both sides of the equal sign. So first, you're going to move all of the x together. So move the small number to the big number is going to be easier. Okay? So we want to move the 2x to the other side. Move it means you want to get rid of it. So get rid of it, you're going to do the opposite. This is positive 2x. Opposite is minus 2x. Do the same on the other side of the equal sign. So positive negative is gone. And you see you move it to the other side, right? And bring down whatever you haven't touched. And on the left side, you see 3x and 2x. You can combine like terms. So combine them. 3x minus 2x is 1x. After combining them, they're gone. And bring down the minus 4 equal sign. On the other side, you have a 3 left. And keep solving this simple equation for x. First, get rid of the minus 4 by adding. So you have 1x, and imaginary one, you don't even need to write it down, right? One x on the other side, add those two numbers, you have 7. And that's your answer. So here, both sides have the absolute value. So first, you get rid of the absolute value bar and take the inside out. And solve this equation. First, you move all of the x together. You move the 2x to the other side. This is negative 2x, so you're going to plus 2x, do the same on the other side. So this is gone. And on the other side, you see you have the like terms, combine them, which give you positive 5x, and bring down whatever you haven't touched. And keep solving this simple equation. First, get rid of the positive 2 by subtracting. They have 5x equals 2. Finally, get rid of the 5 by division. So you have x equals 2 over 5. And that's it. So for this example, you see at the beginning you have a clean equation. Nothing is on the same side of the 2 bar. But on the other side, you have a x instead of a number. So what are you going to do? We do the same thing. Okay? From the clean equation, turn it into 2 little equations. First equation is the inside equals the other side. Second equation is the inside equals negative of the other side, and the other side you have 2 guys, so give it a parenthesis. It means together this is the other side, which is 4x minus 1. Okay? And solve each of the equation. Let's solve the first equation. For the first equation, you'll see 2x on different sides, so first move them to the same side by subtracting 4x. And here you can combine like terms. 6x minus 4x give you 2x, and bring down the rest. And keep solving it. Minus 9. And then divide 2. So you have x equals negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. Right. For the second equation, how are we going to solve it? First, you need to get rid of the parentheses. How can you get rid of the parentheses? Outside of the parentheses, what number you have? You have negative what number? Imaginary one. So to get rid of the parentheses, you're going to multiply everybody by negative 1. Let's see what we have. Left side you haven't touched it, copy it down. Right side, negative 1 times 4x. Number times number. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. And only 1x. Second multiplication, negative 1 times negative 1 give you positive 1. Okay. And now you can keep solving it. First, move the 2x to the same side. Move the negative 4x by plus 4x. Do the same on the other side. So you have combined like terms here. You have 10x. Copy the rest. And keep solving this equation. Subtract 9 and divide 10. I'm gonna solve it. Let me solve it. Minus 9 first. So you have 10x. On the other side, add up those numbers, you have negative 8. Don't forget the sign. And then divide by 10. So you have x equals negative 8 over 10, and you can keep simplify it. Both numbers can be divided by 2. So divide by 2. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So this is the simplest fraction, negative 4 over 5. That's your answer. Next one. Here at the beginning, you don't have a clean equation. So first turn it into a clean equation by getting rid of the 4, getting rid of the 2, starting with the single number 4. So get rid of the 4 by subtracting. Do the same on the other side. This is a single number, so on the other side you put minus 4 under the number, so later you can combine them. We have 2 absolute. On the other side is here you can combine, right? So it's 4x. 2 minus 4 give you negative 2. And then keep cleaning up your equation by getting rid of the 2 by division. And on the other side you divide 2 on everybody. So you have absolute value of x. 4 divided by 2 is 2x minus 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so now you have a clean equation. You can turn it into 2 little equations. First one is x equals the other side. Second one is x equals negative of the other side. Give the other side a parenthesis, so together it means the other side. And solve each of the equation. First, move your x to the same side by minus 2x. And here, x, 1x minus 2x, add this number in the front. 1 plus negative 2 is negative 1x equals negative 1. Finally, divide negative 1. So you have x equals negative 1 divided by negative 1 is positive 1. That's one result. Second equation. First, get rid of the parentheses by multiplying negative 1 to everybody inside of the parentheses. So I have x equals negative 1 times 2 is negative 2x. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. And solve this equation. First, move negative 2x to the other side by plus 2x. Do the same on the other side. And on the other side, combine like terms. 1x plus 2x is 3x equals 1. Finally, divide by 3. So you have x equals 1/3, and that's it. Last example. If you have a fraction, what are you gonna do? Yeah? So again, target your toolbar, and outside of the toolbar, on the bottom, you have a fraction. So first get rid of the fraction. And we have known to get rid of the fraction, you just need to multiply your entire equation by the denominator by the bottom. Okay? So do the multiplication. So 8 times something over 8, the fraction is gone. So you have the 2 bar left. Equal sign, and then 8 times 3 on the other side, it equals 24. So you enlarge your equation by 8. Okay? And then keep solving the absolute value equation. This is a clean equation, so from here, turn it into 2 equations. And the other one is inside equals negative of the other side. Okay? And solve each of them. These are simple equations to solve, right? First add 10 and then divide. And you want to get rid of -4, so you divide -4 on both sides. So you have b equals -34/4, and both of them can be divided by 2, so keep simplify it. So this is your simplest result. Okay? For the second equation, you solve it the same way. First add 10, then divide by -4. I'm not going to solve it. And I'm going to give you the result, which is 7/2. So last one, let's do this. First, get rid of the fraction by multiplying your entire equation by the denominator. Okay? So 4 times the fraction, the denominator is gone, and you have the 2 bar left, equal sign, and then 4 times 2 on the other side give you 8. And this is a clean equation. So you can turn it into 2 equations. First is the inside equals 8. Second is the inside equals -8. And solve them. For this equation, you want to get rid of the single number first, which is -4. So get rid of -4 by +4. And you have -3n. On the other side is 12. And then get rid of -3 by divide -3. So you have n equals 12 divided by -3 is -4. So this is one result. You solve the other equation the same way. First add 4, then divide by -3. I'm not going to solve it. You should have n equals 4/3. And that's it. Okay, so the general rule of absolute value equation is first turn it into a clean equation, and from the clean equation, turn it into 2 equations and solve, and get 2 results, and that's it.